I'm going to give you a 0 redstone 116 iron farm that works perfectly in the new Nether update. But it's not just an iron farm, it's also a crop farm at the same time. Don't you go anywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to another episode from me, Avomance, in my farms tutorial series for the Nether update, Minecraft 1.16. This is an iron farm, 0 redstone, but not only is it an iron farm, it's also a triple crop farm, so you could have loads of carrots, or maybe carrots, potatoes, and you could even do carrots, potatoes, and wheat, or something like that. It is super simple to make, dead easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. My mate Gobspitt was the guy that showed me this fella, and I thought I'm going to adapt this into something that I quite like. And go and see Gobspitt's version of the video. There is a link in the description below. Really nice channels, Gobspitt. Do have a look and see what you think. Thanks for this, Gob. Really appreciate you letting me have a play with it. What we're going to do now is make it. The things you are going to need for this entire farm are 126 structural blocks of one type. I'm using stripped oak. 5 glass panes. You might want to use 8, maybe 9, but certainly 5 or 6, 7 should be enough for you. 10 stone walls. 21 stone. You could use cobblestone if you wished. We've got 81 slabs. I'm using stone brick slabs. 2 full stacks of oak fences. 8 fence gates. 2 cobblestone stairs. These do really need to be stone. 1 anvil, 1 name tag, about half a stack of torches, a single trapdoor, 3 composters, 3 oak signs, 3 oak stairs, 8 chests, 47 times 3 of your crop. So I've got 3 different ones. You could, of course, have 3 of the same. 4 beds, 7 hoppers, 1 rail because you recycle it, 1 bucket of lava, 2 buckets of water, a hoe, a shovel, and 3 minecart with hoppers. Now, the way this farm works now is so simple in Minecraft 1.16 because villagers no longer require workstations to be able to generate iron golems. They do, however, still need a zombie, which scares the life out of them, out of their beds, etc. And they just keep producing the iron golems over and over. They produce them in any space 23 by 23 around a central point of their spawn, which is actually 8 blocks in any direction around them themselves, and 6 down and 6 up. So make sure you build this on something that is solid 6 blocks all the way down, and then the golems can only spawn in one specific area because of the way we've treated the rest of the blocks. Let's make it. This is the layout of your farm. That large square is 23 by 23 blocks. The centre square is 7 by 7 with a little 3 by 3 in the very middle. And then down to the right hand side, you've got another 7 by 7 square as well. That's there in spruce, just so it's a different colour. And then in the 3 opposite corners from the one that's got the 7 by 7 spruce square, you've got 3 little 3 by 3 squares there, which are going to be our farming pods. Now remember, you've got to build this big square, this 23 by 23 square, on top of an area on the ground that has no caves, no gaps or anything like that, at least 6 blocks down. 7, 8, 9 blocks, that's fine, but 6 blocks down, it must be solid. If it's not, fill it in. To start, come to the little 3 by 3 box in the middle and put a wall all the way around it. It doesn't matter what block you use. I'm using stripped oak just through choice. You could use stone, you could use any other real solid block if you chose to. And then choose one of the 2 sides of the 7 by 7 that's got this other 7 by 7 on it, and keep it open like that. Keep a 3 gap in it like that. Everywhere else, I want you to build a 1 high wall using the same block or a different block if you like. I'm just using the same block, and that comes all the way around like that. We're leaving this open purely for access purposes. Then get yourself a bed and place it so the head of the bed is 1 off of the corner like that 4 times. Exactly like that. That bed there as well is completely open, but we're happy for it to be open. It is not an issue. Then bring in yourself blocks all the way around, leaving the middle one open, which is optional if you wish to. You don't have to, but I'm leaving it open because I want to put in a window there, and I'm going to put a window in just with a single pane of glass like that. I'm then going to get a temporary block and put that there, and we'll come back to that in a moment. The next thing we're going to do is build up another wall so it's 3 high all the way around like this. That is perfect. Then get yourself a slab, and again, it doesn't matter what the slab is, as long as it is a lower slab. I'm using stone. Wood might not be such a good idea, just in case lightning can strike and cause it to catch fire. If it is stone, that is far less likely to happen. And get your roof all the way around, but don't fill in the hole in the very middle, so not that one. Come all the way around like that. Like that. That is perfect. And now what we're going to do is we are going to place, didn't really need that, did we? This is going to come all the way around. Whoop, I need one there as well. And that's going to block in that area very easily like that. So you've got a kind of a 1 high hole on the second level all the way around. That is perfect. Now the next thing we're going to do is build up this side panel. Now we don't want to use wood here, so we're going to go for a bit of a switch up, and we're going to use stone, and we're going to go stone there, stone there, stone there, stone there. However, we're not going to be putting stone there. We're going to be using 2 upside down stairs, one there and one there. Then get stone going all the way up to that corner. That's perfect. And then in these 3 here, put a wall. Cobblestone wall works quite well. You could use a wooden fence if you wish, but cobblestone wall works beautifully. And then bring up the stone, 1, 2, 3 on that side, 1, 2, 3 on that side, another 2 high. So it's 3 high in total. Get yourself a sign, pop a sign on either of those corners there. It doesn't matter if you get writing on it, but let's make it so we've not. And then there, I always do type something in there by accident, and there, like that. And what you can do now is you can get a bucket of lava, just so you don't forget, and whack it there. Take out that block there, take out that block there, take out that block there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put a chest, and place a chest there, so it's a double chest. Come over the other side, grab in a hopper, and pop in a hopper there. So you've got 1 single hopper going into that double chest that you can access beautifully as a result of that not half slabs, those stairs that are there. You can then, if you wish, if you are so inclined, pretty up this wall just by, I don't know, just randomly putting in some different blocks so as it looks nice. Obviously, what you don't want to do is break off your sign like I did. What a wally. Maybe do it from the inside. That would be more sensible, wouldn't it? There it is. So we've got a nice kill zone there. We're now going to get 2 buckets of water, because all you need is 2 buckets of water. Put a bucket of water on this block, a bucket of water on this block, and now you've got 2 empty buckets. Fill your buckets up from the middle block there, and put a bucket of water there and a bucket of water there. So you should have water sources that flow straight to that corner. That is very important. You don't want it to not do that. Then this is also extremely important. Get more fence and pop a fence all the way there. And again, this could be wood if you wish, but I quite like using stone because it looks quite nice. And that is a completely encapsulated iron golem kill chamber. The next thing we're going to do is create our farming pods. So we've got 3 of them. I'm just going to show you how to do one. Take out 1, 2, 3 and 4, just like that. Put in a double chest so that is facing sideways. Get a hopper and place a hopper there and another one right there, and put a rail on top of the hopper using shift click, otherwise it won't work. And then put yourself your solid block. I'm just going to use exactly the same block as I used for the other pod. Come along 2 high there and another 2 high there. Then get yourself some steps, put them upside down between, and a glass pane right there. Come around this side, get yourself a minecart with hopper, put it on that rail, and then on that rail underneath, if you can reach it, if not, take out the thing, pop that like that, and place that block back. And then, very importantly, put a slab there just in case the villager tries to push his way out, because they're funny like that. Then put on a lid, bottom half slabs. All you need is 9, and that is a single pod ready for your villager to take his goods. Get the other 2 done in exactly the same way. We have 3 pods there, and that is perfect. That is what we need. What we're now going to do is we're going to kind of just separate out these different sections. So we're going to come across here using some wooden fence like that. We're going to come across here using some wooden fence, and you'll notice we're using the corners of the building just to give us a guide. There, all the way across, and exactly the same here. Now what that gives us is 3 separate farmy sections and 4, effectively, except unless you want to call that one big one, non-farmy sections. And I'll show you how we're going to treat those differently in just a moment. So come along and in all but that centre one there, put some fences, get yourself a gate and pop the gate in the middle. And then what you could do if you wish, you can pop another gate there and then place some oak fences there. Leave that open for now. 1, 2, 3, pop a gate there. Put fences all the way around like that. Fence, fence, and a gate. You could, of course, if you wish, rather than a gate, make these entirely fences and put on top of here a wool carpet. And then you'll be able to jump over it without any problems. But the problem is there, if you do that, you can land on the other side, which can break the crops, which is why I personally prefer to have a gate. The villagers can't open the gate, so it is completely safe. So once you've done that, choose one of your farms. It doesn't matter which one you choose, and go to the center, which is that block there. Get yourself a bucket of water. Pop a bucket of water on that. Put a slab on top. It has to be a slab on top, not a bottom slab. So that is now a spawnable block, so do be careful. Then get yourself a composter. That composter then goes on top of that. You get your oak fence, shift click on top of the composter, and then get yourself a torch and put a torch on top of that. It looks a little bit weird, but it does light things up. Then get yourself a hoe, doesn't matter what hoe, although I don't recommend a diamond hoe because that is a complete waste, and till all of the soil all the way around this entire section until it is completely done. You want to make sure you've got no spawnable blocks whatsoever in this section, and I'll explain why in a moment. And then choose which of your 3 crops that you're going to put in here. So for example, you may wish to put in carrot, you may wish to put in potato, you may wish to put in wheat, whatever you choose. Put them in and then sow the whole lot, get them all grown, because this is where you have to take a little bit of time, because these crops are going to take time to grow and the farm isn't going to work until they're grown properly. So it's up to you to get these in as soon as possible so they're nicely grown. And then we want to be enticing our villager in. Now again, get your villager in as easily as you can. Maybe bring them up in a boat. I have got videos on the channel that show you how to transport villagers, so I'm not going to do it in this video so as it's not too long, but do feel free to go and refer to that video. The link is in the description below. What I'll do for now is I will spawn in our chappie, and make sure you do these villagers before you do any other villagers at all. Bring any other villagers in, because you need these villagers to recognize these workstations. So get your villager in there. He'll mosey around and he'll think, oh, eventually I'm a farmer because I like to wear straw hats, and he will start to be a farmer for the rest of his life. Do the same for the other 2 farms, but do those differently. Maybe don't do carrots, maybe do potatoes, maybe do beetroot. Who needs beetroot? Beetroot's rubbish. Maybe do wheat. It's entirely up to you. And we have our 3 farmers just starting to mooch around on their farm, wondering when their crops are going to grow. Now we can put villagers into the prisoner pods, I mean the collection pods. And again, exactly the same way, you can bring your villagers in. I recommend minecarts and rails, getting close with the boat necessarily, and then bring them up over the top using a minecart on a rail and let them drop in there. Again, I've shown you how to do this in that other video, so I won't go over it again here. Pop your villager in there, make sure that he's nicely covered up, and he will sit there forever. He won't take a trade because obviously this farmer has already taken this workstation, and more than one villager can't take a workstation. But what's going to happen in here is this farmer is going to collect food, and he'll notice that his only mate in the world in fact, is going hungry. and he'll say, I don't want you to go hungry, little mate. Here you go. Have some carrots or some wheat or bread, if in fact that he's doing wheat, or potatoes, whatever crop it is you put in. And he'll lob it at him in the hope that he'll pick it up. However, the fella in here is none too sharp. Some of the crops will go onto the minecart with hopper. In fact, most of them will, because as they pass over the block above, the minecart with hopper sucks them in fairly effectively. And if any do drop past onto the floor, there's another hopper there. They will then get thrown into this chest where you can collect them and tease the guy in the pod and say, I got your carrots. Do the same with all 3 pods. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make the rest of this area non-spawnable. So starting from here, leave this 3 open for now, but we're not going to keep them open. Bring fencing all the way around the outside, right the way along to the corner of the other fence. There, that's perfect. And then here as well, we can bring in fencing, not the middle one, there and there. Pop a gate in there, and similarly over here, not over here, sorry, in here, pop a gate in the middle of that one and get fencing there, there, there and there. What you're going to want to do eventually is put a gate in there and a fence either side, but we won't do that just at the moment. And then get some light on these fences. I recommend that you put at least light on each corner and either side of any gates like this. Now what I do like to also do is put just a torch there and there. What that will do, that will make sure that inside that pod is light. It's highly unlikely anything's going to spawn in there, but you just don't want to roll like dice, do you? So make sure you've got plenty of light on your pods like this, and just put one on this one over here as well, there and there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to path block this entire section. Anything that's not currently crops is going to get pathed. Now we're going to make it look slightly less boring in a minute, but we want utterly non-spawnable blocks like that, so the iron golems, when they actually spawn, they don't spawn anywhere except for our kill chamber. So let's just get all of these pathed and I'll be back when I am done. And we have path blocked everywhere that isn't already either got a fence, a crop or another non-spawnable type thing on it. This means that within this entire section, and I've even path blocked those grass blocks that aren't beds inside, in this entire 23 by 23 square, the only places that iron golems can actually spawn, or he says, as long as he does this, almost forgot that could have been a bit of a disaster, make sure you put slabs on top of those. The only place where iron golems can spawn is in this section here. Anywhere else is utterly non-spawnable as soon as we finish doing this. So make sure that you haven't missed a single spot. And then what you can do is you can decorate this up with other non-spawnable blocks. Things like leaf blocks, bushes are exactly the way forward for those. Now what we're going to do is we're going to entice our 4 villagers inside of here. The next thing we need to do is make a name tag, because if we don't name tag the zombie that we capture in there, it is going to despawn the second you go about 30 odd blocks away, and that will just make you cry. Get yourself a name tag in an anvil, name it whatever you would like. It really doesn't care, it's dead. I'm going to call it Bob, because if you throw it in water, that's exactly what it does. Then get yourself some oak stairs or any other stairs, something that is non-spawnable. Get yourself a nice little steps going up to the roof that you can then access it, and a zombie can follow you. It's time to go dead hunting. We are on top of our roof. 3 zombies. You don't want that many zombies. I have not got a lot of luck here, and we want one of these zombies to go down the hole. In an ideal world there would only be one coming up the stairs, but unfortunately we've got to fight a few of them off now. So let's just get those out of the way, and then hopefully we can get one of them to get down this hole. This was not all I hoped and dreamed for, but it just shows you that sometimes it's not that easy to get your zombie in the hole, but it does work eventually. Go on, in the hole, you know you want to. There you go. You can get down there. Then you stay down there, and then we get rid of these. They can go there definitely. We don't mind them being there at all. We get our name tag, put Bob there, and he's having a go at the zombies at the same time as being killed. That's terrible, and he even took that fella out. He's hard. Oh my goodness, he's like a death wish. Now remember, before it turns daytime, to cover up this with a block to stop the zombie from burning, otherwise poor old Bob is going to get hot under the collar, and that won't do at all. You can see inside there the villagers are a little bit panicky. They don't like the fact that we've got our fella in there wanting to eat their face, and already the iron golems are starting to roll. We've had 2 so far, and they will keep coming relatively quickly. There's another one. It's got a really decent rate, this fella. I wonder if we've got anything in the food. It might be a little bit early yet. Not yet in that one. Not yet in this one. No, it's slightly early possibly for food in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to AFK just for a little bit of time on here, and we're going to see how long and how much we can get in 1 hour. What I'll do is let's just empty this out completely, so as we're starting from scratch. So 1 hour from now we're going to go and do a test. It has been exactly 1 hour since I last said goodbye to you, and in that time I've added the fences in there and added in some bushes as well, just to brighten and green the place up a bit. Bushes are not spawnable for the iron golems, so as a result they're not going to cause you any problems. Don't put any blocks in there that would be spawnable. That would be bad. I'm not going to look at the iron just yet. I am going to come around and look at the food first. So we have had, bear in mind this is from Absolute Fresh, looks like 3.5 stacks exactly of potatoes there from our potato farmer. That's not too bad. We have had from our carrot farmer just over 4 stacks of carrots. That's pretty good. And bread or wheat, we've had 24. So bread, not so good really, but I have noticed that the bread is the one that has the most going on in the just inside the composter there. So maybe they're lobbing quite a lot of stuff into the composter and not so much at the people inside. But also bear in mind it takes 3 wheat to make 1 bread, so 24. Maybe not the most efficient of foods. Let's have a look at the iron golem section of the farm. Hello Bob, you still scaring him? Good fella, you know it makes sense. Coming through here, and in 1 hour we have had, wow, okay, nearly a whole stack of poppies if anybody cares, but 4 and a little bit stacks of iron. You can see in my inventory that's the 10 and 4 that I took out an hour ago. That is not too shabby. 4.25 stacks of iron in 1 hour, and that fella will just keep on rolling. So there you have it, 1 iron and crop farm combined for Minecraft 1.16 Nether update that has 0 redstone and is an absolute doddle to make, frankly. It really is very, very simple. You don't have to have the farm bit. If you just want the iron bit, do that. If that's all you want, that's fine. I recommend actually think about whether or not you want to do that bread farm section. The carrots and potatoes seem to be far better. It's entirely up to you though. Thanks again to Gobspitt for this. Absolutely brilliant. Don't forget his link is in the description below. Do go and say hello to him and tell him I sent you. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying it, and I will keep on making it. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.